Hey guys, welcome back to Through the Screen. I'm Erika.
I'm Emily.
I'm Charlotte.
We hope you guys have been enjoying our episodes so far, liking, commenting, and sharing with your friends. If you missed any of them, head on over to our channel and watch, and if you're not already, be sure to subscribe while you're there. This week is a bit crazy, so we'll be bringing you the latest Taiji updates, our thoughts on Dancing with the Stars, and finally, as a special treat, some bloopers from our last few episodes. So we hope you'll follow us once again as we join together via Skype to bring you conversations through the screen.
This past weekend, Taiji started with a pod of bottlenose dolphins that had been netted in the cove on September 23rd, Japan time. The pod was left overnight, and the following day, 26 bottlenose were taken captive, while the remaining 15 to 20 were pushed back to sea. Luckily, the next 5 days were Blue Cove days. As always, we remind you to check out the live streams and articles linked below, and please share them with others.
So this week on Dancing with the Stars, we saw each couple paired up in like a dual type of dance-off challenge, which was really interesting, and I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was more of a fast-paced episode, especially where it had to only be an hour for the presidential debate that took place at 9 o'clock instead. So I'm going to just kind of like break it down into individual groups, and like that's how we're going to discuss it. So first we're going to talk about Jenna and Gleb versus Babyface and Allison, and they had to jive. So how did we feel about this performance?
For Babyface and Allison, I really liked their dance, but I did like the wardrobe. For Jana and Glenn, it wasn't my favorite, but I was kind of bummed that Babyface and Allison didn't win that one, because I was kind of like really hoping that they would, because I really liked their dance overall.
Yeah, when I first watched it, I was like, I think Babyface should have won that. Like, I actually kind of liked them better. But I did rewatch it, and I mean, I did like Jana's as well. But I think it's just not really my style of dancing that I like, because, I don't know, I just wasn't super impressed with either one of them, honestly.
Yeah, for me, for Babyface's performance, I felt like he wasn't like really in like he seemed like he was more interested in the next move than he was the actual like embodying the character in the dance.
He was thinking a lot.
Yeah, he was too much like up here in his head, and you could see it throughout the performance.
True.
And I felt like at the beginning, like he wasn't sure what he was doing. Like he kind of seemed like he was a little lost when they first started out. Mm-hmm. Jenna, on the other hand, had no problem embodying the character, which is why I think they gave her the extra point over Babyface, because not only did he look lost, but he didn't embody the character at all. And while she kind of did look a little lost, she did embody the character. So I think that's why she had that one-up edge.
Yeah.
Other than that, I really was not impressed with either of these dances. But I'm not a huge fan of the jive to begin with. It's not really like my type of dance, just because I'm more of a jazz person. So for me, I'm not like usually the person to be like, yeah, jive was my favorite. So
yeah.
But that's what I thought. But next was Rick and Emma versus Vanilla Ice and Whitney, and they had the Paso Doble. So how did we feel about this one?
So I wasn't surprised at all that Rick ended up being the one that was going home. It just makes me feel bad, because I can tell that he really wants to do well, and he really is trying, but he's just too stiff, I feel like. I did like Vanilla Ice and Whitney. I loved the drama of their paso. I think they had really cool moves, and one in particular when he spun her and then she just stopped right as they hit the beat. I thought that was so cool. I was just like, ugh. But plus, I love Whitney, so I'm biased. But I liked theirs was one of my favorite, Vanilla Ice and Whitney.
For me, I too felt like Emily, like with when it came to Rick, like you could tell he was really, really trying and really putting in all, which is probably why he stayed as long as he did and didn't get eliminated last week. But again, there's just so much good competition on this show that like you can't keep somebody like that around because you would be sending somebody who really deserved to be there home.
Mm-hmm.
So I just I was, like I said, I wasn't surprised, and he got what he wanted out of the show, which was he wanted to be able to dance better for his daughter's wedding, which he said he will. So, I mean, you can't really take nothing away from the guy. So I wish him all the best, and I hope he has fun at his daughter's wedding, I guess. Vanilla Ice I was so impressed with this performance, and something that really, really bothered me was the judges' critiques and the judges' scores this week. For some reason, I did not agree with them, and I was like, what? Are you watching the same dance I just watched? I just did not understand.
Yeah.
Especially for Vanilla Ice's paso. They were really hard on him.
Yeah, I don't think they should have tied at all.
Me neither. He had the edge, the way, way far advantage in that dance. And I was just like, what? I could not understand why they tied. And then the judges were, like, their remarks, I mean, were just really, really, I was like, what? I could not understand some of the things that they said. I didn't understand why Julianne, who I usually agree with, and I'm always rooting for Julianne because I love her. But she gave Vanilla Ice a 5 and gave Rick a 6. And I'm like, huh? That just, no. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I didn't agree with that at all. But yeah, I was so impressed with his paso, the hardness of it. He maintained the character the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
He really, really stepped it up, and I was really pissed off by his scores.
So Rick and Emma, I was not a fan at all. I just did not like the dance. So I was pretty content with him going home. Like both of them, I guess. Didn't really faze me. Vanilla Ice and Whitney. I absolutely loved this one. It's one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Down to the wardrobe. The emotion, the dancing. I was just really shocked that they did tie. But I'm so glad that the judge that had the final say gave it to Vanilla Ice. Because I was like, they so deserved it. But I would have been so pissed if they wouldn't have won.
So next we have James and Shauna versus Ryan and Cheryl. And they had the cha-cha. So how do we feel about that?
For James and Sharna, I really wasn't a fan of this dance at all. For Ryan and Cheryl, I loved. This is my third week of loving the two of them, so I'm pretty sure I'm rooting for those two. I also...
That's kind of interesting, though, because she's the Canadian, so she didn't hear, like, all of the media stuff that me and Emily were exposed to.
So she's not biased.
She's not biased at all. So it's just kind of like, that's why I kind of like that she likes Ryan. So.
Yeah.
Continue, Erika. I'm talking about you like you're not even there.
Okay. And I normally hate like revealing wardrobe, but I like sexual dancing, but I really love this dance. I found that their dance was really well done. And the wardrobe, everything. But I was really sad that Ryan and Cheryl didn't win. I kind of expected them to win that face-off, but they didn't.
So I think we know by now that I love James. I'm rooting for him. I really like him. And I was very disappointed this week. I just was not a fan. I think it was the style. He did Cha-Cha, and I kind of wish that he had done Paso with Vanilla Ice. I think that would have been interesting. But I think I just like him better in Ballroom. I did not like the style, and I was just kind of disappointed with the dance. I think Ryan and Cheryl did do well, but I was glad that James won because I really do like him, even though I wasn't super impressed with him this week.
Yeah, for me, it was clear that Cha-Cha was not James's strong suit. He seemed to be ahead of the music at one point. He didn't have much hip action at all, and
I thought he was pretty good at that though.
Yeah, but compared to last week's performance, which was the Walking Dead performance, it was a huge letdown.
Yeah.
Ryan, I really felt stepped it up this week. I really felt like he really put in a lot of work, and I felt like Cheryl stepped up his choreography. But I also felt like he seemed to be walking through the dances at certain points, similar to Babyface, like he was just walking instead of dancing, So I did see that. Again, I do not understand the judges' scoring. Julianne gave an 8 to James and a 6 to Ryan. And as you've heard, all three of us just say we're all fans of James's, but he sucked this week. So I don't understand why. It made me confused. And I felt like James had more choreography, but he also had made more mistakes. So I did not understand. I just could not understand any of this. And I actually agree with Len on the 7. So I was shocked because I never agree with Len. I always agree with the other 3. And this week I was just not agreeing with the other 3 and agreeing with Len. So I was like, I don't know. Maybe my mind is changing. I don't know. But I could not fathom that. So I was really, really sad, like Erika, that Ryan didn't get the immunity and he ended up being put up for on elimination. So I was kind of like, well, huh? So next we have Calvin and Lindsay versus Sasha and Tara, and they did the Viennese waltz. So how did we feel about this?
So starting with song choice, I absolutely loved the song that Tara and Sasha did. They did Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls, which I love. And I really liked her backstory about it and everything that she talked about in her package. So I feel like it was really, emotional and really great. And but I loved Calvin and Lindsay. I think he has a lot of potential, and I think that the dance was really beautiful. So, I mean, I liked both of them, but I think I liked Calvin and Lindsay's a little bit more.
So for Tara and Sasha, this was actually, okay, so I wasn't really, I don't know how to say this. I used to just watch Dancing with the Stars because we had to do it for the web show, and I didn't really pay that much attention before, but now I actually kind of like the show. And so this is actually the first dance that got me feeling a little bit emotional, other than like Mal and Peta last season, because Mal had made me cry a couple times. But this one, Tara and Sasha, when she was telling a little bit of her background, I lost it, and I found that it changed my perspective on the dance a little bit, just knowing a little bit more of the emotion. If I wouldn't have heard, I guess, the story a little bit, I probably wouldn't have been a fan of the dance, which is really hard and weird to say. But I found that the dance was very beautiful, but it wasn't my favorite. I really liked to see the emotion that was put into it. I find with dance it's so important to give your all in it, and I felt like they both were. Just the dance was not my favorite, but I really, 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 oh my gosh, Calvin and Lindsay, okay. They were amazing. Yeah, I love the performance, and I couldn't even have been mad at number one. So, like, if they just picked, like, Tara and Sasha or Calvin and Lindsay, I wouldn't have been mad. But I really was hoping for Calvin and Lucy, and I'm kind of glad that they did. But both of them were really well done.
For me, yeah, same thing with Tara. I was really impressed with her package. I like that they gave her a song that she could really, really relate to, and just the words and the meaning behind the whole entire song. And I really enjoyed that she was able to convey that in like literally each and every movement throughout the whole entire dance. I was impressed with Calvin's fluidity of the dance, but I wasn't impressed with the dance itself. But for me, maybe it was just because of coming off of Tara's performance. I was just so blown away by that like I don't know if maybe that kind of hindered my thoughts on Calvin's. But again, I was kind of just a little surprised, even that he got the advantage and did get the 2 extra points, because for me personally, I would have given it to Tara. But I can't take anything away from him because I wasn't a fan of the dance itself. He did good. I can't say that he didn't. So, I guess that's probably why he ended up with the immunity. Next, we have Maureen and Arda versus Max and Amber, and they did the salsa. So how did we feel about this?
I was really let down by this both, I guess. I can't remember if I like salsa or not. Maybe it was the dance style that I didn't like, but I wasn't a fan of either, like at all. So I didn't really care which ones were to be put up for elimination, but a part of me, like a tiny, tiny part of me was really happy that Maureen and Arda were safe. But other than that, I was kind of really let down by this group, I guess.
I was almost offended by Amber's dance. I did not like it at all. I don't know. I just felt like it was too sexual for me and too out of the. I mean, there was salsa in it, but I feel like it was also a lot of hip hop and things like that. And I feel like Maureen.
Is she the one that was shaking her butt?
Yeah. Well,
it just turned me off. I was just.
A lot of them do, but yes, she was.
No, she was all in her background video being like, "I'm so excited to shake my booty," and I'm just like, "Girl, you're so full of yourself."
Well, anyways, what I was saying was, I just think Maureen's dance was much more in the style, which is probably why I liked it more. But I wasn't super impressed with it. It wasn't one of my favorites, but I wasn't really impressed with either one. But I really did not like Amber's, and I don't know. I would probably think that she might be one of the next ones to go, personally.
Now, see, for me, I liked Amber.
Really?
I like hip hop, and
I like hip hop, but I don't know.
No, I like the dance. Did I think that she needed to actually dance and shake her booty less? Yes, of course I did. But I liked it, and I was kind of let down by the points, by the judges scoring, because, alright, first of all, I was let down by the pairing, because I personally would have put Maureen in Autumn with Mary Lou and Derek and made it fair. But that's just me. Instead, they did it this way. So I really felt like they gave Maureen an unfair advantage this week by pairing her with Amber and Max, because Amber is, 3 times younger than her, or whatever, 30 years younger than her. So I just felt like this was an unfair advantage for Maureen, where they could have paired her with Mary Lou and Derek, and it would have seemed a little more fair. But again, I wasn't really all that impressed by Maureen's dance, just because I liked Amber and Derek's. I thought Amber and Max's. I thought it was very it was upbeat and fun, and I like that type of dance, so I was into it. But Again, I agree. She shouldn't have been shaking her booty the entire time. She should have been dancing, but I really felt like she kind of actually enjoyed being on the stage this week. Whereas opposed to other weeks, I feel like she's more in her head. So finally, we've come to the last pair this week, and that was Lori and Val versus Mary Lou and Derek, and they did the tango. So how did we feel about this group?
So for Lori and Val, I really loved the wardrobe and the emotion and the dance. I found it really good. For Marlou and Derek, I was not really a fan of the dance. I just found the dance to be really slow and repetitive. Like they were just doing a lot of the same spins, I found. But I was very happy that Lori and Val won the face-off. Yeah.
I think that was kind of a given, honestly. Like Charlotte said, the pairings were kind of off this week, I think. But I think Lori did very well. I think she really got into the character because, as Val said, they kind of see her as sweet little Lori all the time. So to see a little bit darker side of her was kind of nice. I think she really got into the essence of the dance, which was nice to see. And it's kind of sad that they did compromise their scores with a lift because, as Carrie Ann said, there's no lift in the dance that they were doing. But I mean, I think that they did really well. To be honest, Mary Lou and Derek, it actually didn't really stick in my head, so I don't remember theirs as much. But I know that I did like Lori and Val, so I mean, I was happy that they received immunity.
So for me, Lori and Val were by far my favorite of the night. She displayed the intensity as well as the sultry side that she said she would lack in her video package. And she nailed every move with the sharpness I always look for, and it was just so well done. Mary Lou, she seemed to nail her steps until the end. She kind of had this dazed look on her face for the last few seconds, and I felt like she was gliding through as opposed to actually feeling each movement throughout her entire body. So I wasn't really surprised that Lori ended up with the immunity because she deserved it. She clearly worked harder. She was better at her dance, and it's just the fact that, she's, gosh, I can't even imagine. She's what? Mary Lou's 5 times probably her age. I don't even know. Because she's like 16, Lori.
Yeah.
So I just feel like that was completely ridiculous, that pairing, and it was completely unfair, personally. So it came down to Amber and Max, Babyface and Allison, Mary Lou and Derek, Rick and Emma, Ryan and Cheryl, and Tara and Sasha. Were the 6 couples that faced elimination, and Rick and Emma ended up going home, which we all already expressed that we were not really surprised about. It didn't shock us at all in the least bit. Of course, we asked you guys to, watch Dancing with the Stars, follow along with us each week. We will be back next week, hopefully with a full episode, as well as a recap of next week's episode of Dancing with the Stars, so you won't want to miss that. Well, it was alright.
Yes. Hey guys, welcome back to Through the Screen. I'm Emily.
I'm Erika.
Oh my god.
Hey guys, welcome back to Through the Screen. I'm Emily.
Fucking Erika.
What, guys?
We should have a blooper reel of Charlotte just being fucking Erika.
Or how many times I have to say, hey guys.
But we seemed to bleh. We decided to discuss coral reefs and why can't I talk?
I don't know.
Why?
Neonicotinoids.
Lovely. Great job, Charlotte.
A 2-week-old
Now what? Now what?
I hate spiders.
Oh, crap.
Yay! Emily messed up!
Shut up! I lost my place. We will also be bringing you some information. Fuck my head. This week's... Whoa, what was that? That was a demon. Shh.
That
That was not. Okay, hang on a second. So we've shared with you all what. Hang on. I didn't mess up. Don't do that to me. Okay.
4.
Shh. And now I'm gonna mess up because I'm going to be very aware that you guys are gonna make fun of me for messing up. If you did, be sure to like down below. Down below! I hit my paper everywhere. Alright. Why?
Clapping for her.
We tested an acne treatment. Nope.
Oh, what are you doing?
I am ready. I am ready. I don't know about Erica.
I'm ready too.
Erika!
Get up! Erica, get up.
You're not a fucking mermaid. You're not
I'm
an
a burger.
So that may be something that
So, this thing...
Hang on. Erica was making a face. Good thing you didn't go.
Bless you! You sneezed like the first time ever.
Ready?
Yes.
No!
Can I start now?
My macaroni and cheese.
Can I start?
Yeah.
Yo, did you know my leg canned? But only one line. Like I have.
With your legs tanning.
Well, that was awful. Thanks, guys.